Hello,
Hi, can I speak to Caitlin, please?
this is her.
Hi, Caitlin. My name is Mitch, and I was referred to you by Debbie. And is this the babysitter? Are you the babysitter?
Yes.
Okay, and I just moved here with my wife and two kids, and we live near a Shepherd Vineyard. And I heard that you were a pretty good babysitter, so I was wondering if you're interested in having another job or something like that.
Yeah, I would love
Okay.
to.
Okay, and currently, just to see what your schedule's like, how many families are you babysitting for at the moment?
I'm babysitting for 3 families at this moment.
Okay, and is your schedule, like, very hectic with that, or do you still have a lot of free time?
No, I'm actually available on short notices.
Short notices, okay. And what about long term, like, maybe like a week in advance? Are you available that way?
Oh, yes, I'm available both ways. Available on short-term notice and long-term.
Okay. So, because pretty much we're looking for jobs, and there's nothing really confirmed yet, but I'm going to be going out on a lot of interviews and just trying to see, driving around, getting to know the area. So, how long have you been babysitting for?
I've been babysitting for 6 years, and I passed my American Cross babysitting course, and I have a certificate to show you if you would like.
Okay. Is that good around here? I'm not sure what that means, like the certificate. But is that easy to get?
It's a course that lasts about, I believe it was 6 days, or at least my course.
Oh, wow. That's a very long time.
Yes, it's 6 days, and you pass it, and you get to learn the basics about babysitting, which is CPR and, just the feeding and the holding and cradling of kids and stuff.
So have you actually dealt with infants before?
Yes, I have, and they're a great joy to deal with.
Okay, because I have a 5-year-old and an 8-year-old, if that's good. I was asking, have you also babysat those type of children before?
Yes, actually, my sister is around those ages, so I'm really good with them.
She's around 5 to 8. That is very good.
Yeah, so okay. I've been around kids different ages, so that's good.
Okay, yes, that is very good. And are you currently babysitting now? Because I don't mean to bug you with questions. I was just very interested.
Excuse me?
Oh, I asked if you were babysitting right now, like if you were busy. I didn't mean to be interrupting you if you were, so I was apologizing for asking so many questions.
Oh, no, I'm not currently.
Okay. And okay. So if the kids are like acting up that you're babysitting, which is kind of like a rhetorical question. If the kids are like acting up and stuff, how do you deal with it? Because we actually had a situation where the babysitter, before we moved, didn't do anything and just let the kids kind of run wild and break stuff. So I'm just wondering how you would handle a situation if the kids are acting up.
How I would handle a situation if kids were acting up, I would usually, what I did for one of my people that had me babysit, I took 2 chairs and I had the kids sit face to face, and I said, "Listen, honey, what's bothering you about your brother?" And she was like, he was just hitting me and stuff. And I was like, "Jonathan, do you think it would be okay if you could stop hitting your sister?" And she was like, "Yes, I can do that." And so after that, I just monitored the kids a little bit more than I was before to make sure.
Wow, that is like Dr. Phil status. That sounds amazing.
Yes.
And another problem that we had with our last babysitter, we didn't find this out till after, but actually, while she was babysitting, several children have died under her watch. So have children died under your watch?
No one has died underneath my watch of babysitting.
Okay, has there been any like injuries or like Band-Aids that would be needed, or like how would you deal with those type of situations?
I always keep a babysitting kit on me while I'm babysitting. I actually have a babysitting bag that's filled with little books, and it has like different TV shows that kids would enjoy, and it has a whole kit of Band-Aids and little SpongeBob Band-Aids and stuff like that.
Gotcha. So if a child gets hurt, you would say, "Do you want a Band-Aid or watch Dora the Explorer?" And that usually does the trick.
Yes, usually it does.
Got you. Okay, and just because like I've been taking a lot of parenting classes and just trying to see, because the kids that they act up quite a bit, and I'm just wondering, because the way I deal with things is I tend to raise my voice when I am like yelling at the kids. What would be an example, like if a kid is acting up, how would you raise your voice without overdoing it?
Oh, I rarely raise my voice at kids because I don't want them to be afraid of me. So what I usually do is I usually talk with a it's like a sweet kind of voice, but then it also has a tone that is, I'm not messing around and I think you should listen, kind of.
Can you give me an example of that, of how that sounds?
Yes, let's say one of my clients has a son named Jonathan. Let's say he threw a toy at their mother's vase. I'd be like, listen, you don't need to be throwing or balls at vases because I don't think that's appropriate, and I don't think your mom would enjoy that at all. Do you?
Okay. So I'm just saying. So if you're just let's just say if you're babysitting with my kids or whatever, would you be able to, if I gave you permission, to be a little more Tony with it?
Yes,
because I've tried that trick, and sometimes with my kids they kind of laugh, and then I have to get a little more aggressive. So let's just say my younger son threw a ball at your head, and that talk didn't work, and he's laughing at you. How would you act?
I would definitely get a lot more firmer in my voice. I would probably go with you do not need to be throwing balls at my head. I don't think this is appropriate at all, and I don't think that laughing is a good resort because I'm not smiling.
Okay, and now let's just say after saying that he giggles more. Like that did not do the trick. What happens then?
I would probably confine him to his room for not a long time, probably about 5 minutes, and I'll check on him every now and then, and I'll see if he is ready to apologize. And when he's ready to apologize, I will sit down with him and I will let him apologize. And when he apologizes, I will let him continue with his day.
Okay, and because I've been in this situation before and I actually did not know how to handle it, let's just say you open up the door to see if he's ready to apologize, and yet he throws another ball at your face.
Then I would tell him that I was going to give him every single time that he disrespects the babysitter. I would add time onto his timeout so he could have time to think about what he did.
Okay, and so now, what I've been talking about with my counselor, she is just she's very, very good and like tries to give me all these different tips that would actually help with the kids if they're misbehaving and whatever. And one of the things she actually recommended, for the reprimanding, got those words confused, is if the kid is acting up and we give him a firm spank on the buttocks. Are you fine with that? Have you ever done that before?
I did that once, and that was from the parents. They offered. Well, let's just say the parents told me before they took me a step outside, and they said if Jimmy did misbehave, you are available for that option to give him a spanking.
Okay, and on a scale of 1 to 10, how hard are your spankings?
Mine are about a 2 to a 3. They're not bad at all, just to give the kid a little firm warning that I'm not playing around. And if the kid does continue to disrespect, I would go to around a 4.
Okay, and would you go any higher than an 8?
No, I would not go any higher than an 8.
Okay, that is good because I'm just making sure. Now, and another thing is with one of the tools, she recommended to use something that the kids would indeed be afraid of. When I was growing up, it was my mother's backhand. But what she recommended is that we purchased a wooden spoon. So would you be comfortable using that if they were acting up instead of spanking them with your hand? Using the wooden spoon is actually a lot cleaner.
I'm not really sure. It kind of depends on the what the child does. I usually don't.
What if the child took a permanent marker to the wall?
Then yes, I would do that.
Okay, and how hard would you spank with the wooden spoon?
It really wouldn't be. It wouldn't be over a 5 because I feel like a wooden spoon is way harder than a hand would be. So I would go a little bit.
Is it? Now that you said it, it makes sense.
Yes.
Okay, and now let's just say, for argument's sake, that if we did give you permission to go up to an 8 just in case, because he has our youngest son has actually bitten people before. Would you use that permission to go up to an 8, or what is your process with dealing with out of control kids where you just need to go up to an 8?
Can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
Okay, so let's just say you're babysitting and my son bites your finger and you're bleeding, and I gave you permission prior to go up to an 8 with the wooden spoon. Would you, with my permission?
I mean, it would maybe be a hand thing. For biting of the finger, I would not hit him with a spoon.
Okay. What would have to be done then to get to the 8 with the wooden spoon in your eyes? What would deserve an 8?
What would deserve an 8? I would say if he slapped, let's say he slapped somebody, or he pulled his sister or brother, I'm not sure what your kids' genders are, but let's say they pulled someone's hair, or like really hard that the child started crying, or a really hard slap to the face where the child's face was red, or something, that would actually physically hurt a child.
You think that would deserve an 8?
I mean, it really depends on how hard the child hits the other child.
If it was a full punch and the other child fell down a flight of stairs.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, I understand. And with other talks that we've had with our kid, our oldest daughter has actually had problems with like language and cussing. And what would you do if let's just say my oldest daughter Michelle called you the N-word? That is a situation that I have had to deal with.
I would probably confine her to her room. I wouldn't be too harsh because I'm not sure if you're. Well, I bet you've talked to your daughter about the good and the bad things.
Yes, I've taught her the nice and bad way to say the N-word. Yes.
Okay. Then I would probably give her maybe a spanking. Depending on
how hard? How hard would the spanking be?
Probably like from a 1 to 10, I would do around a 6 or a 5.
Okay. And what if when you did that, she continued to call you that word?
Then probably I would go up to an 8.
Okay, and a timeout. And let's just say, for argument's sake, just to see, depending on different situations, if I gave you permission to go up to a 10, and she continued to call you that, would you go up to a 10?
No, I've never gone up to a 10, and I don't want kids to be afraid of their babysitter. I would never go up to a 10. I would probably just confine them to their
I honestly don't think that she would be afraid of you. I just think that she would just need the proper dealing with, and if she's still saying it, then what the counselor recommended is that we do go up to a 10. So I'm just seeing if that's what you agree with, if you would do that also with my permission.
Kids usually never do that around me, so
But I'm just saying if it happened, because like we've had 5 different situations in the last 2 months with her saying that, so it could be a very common scenario that you face. So I'm just trying to see.
If it continues a lot, then maybe, but I don't feel the need to.
Gotcha. And are you allergic to any ice cream, peanuts, or wiffle bats?
No, I'm not allergic to anything.
Okay. What I'll do is I'll just talk to my wife when she gets home, and we'll kind of go over things. Oh, also, are you allergic to pets?
No, I have 4 dogs and 2 cats.
Yeah. Okay. So have you dealt with an orangutan at all?
An orangutan?
Yes, we have 2 that are in our basement. You wouldn't have to come into contact with it, but I wasn't sure if you were an animal lover and have had experience. It doesn't really matter, but I was just checking.
No, I am not allergic to an orangutan.
Have you ever dealt with one before?
I was at a petting zoo one time with one of the families, and I got to handle an orangutan, but yes, I got to hold one.
Okay, and if So if you would be comfortable doing that, let's just say that the orangutan starts acting up. Would you use the wooden spoon?
On the monkey?
On the orangutan.
No, I'm not really sure. I don't really spank monkeys, so I'm not really sure.
Okay, I was just checking. So, like I said, I'll talk to my wife when she gets home, and she will actually be making the calls. There's two other babysitters I need to call. But it was great talking to you, and hopefully you hear from her soon.
All right, thank you. Just give me a call back at any time.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye.
May the Lord bless the roads you take.
Would I spank the monkey?